welcome to our podcast,
Through the TBR,
where we talk all book-related things and our constant ending TBRs.
So on that note, what have you been reading for January 2025?
I'm just finishing off. I just finished our book club read for December.
That is going to be this episode. It will be the book club breakdown for December.
And I'm reading, finishing off A Villain's Kiss, which is one of my December's
follow-on hopefuls, wasn't it? Was it on the TBR for December?
It was on there, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, TBR.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Is it really good?
Yeah. It doesn't have much, it has a story, but it doesn't have much of a story. It's just pretty much just
the dark romance?
Yeah.
Lots of dark romance smut.
Yeah.
Yum. Well, I've obviously finished book club.
Yeah.
Honestly, December was such a blur. We were so hyped up
Christmas.
to do so much reading, and I feel like we didn't do that much reading.
No.
But I finished book club, and I also am 75%, I'd say 80% through The Housemaid.
Yeah.
That was on my last month's hopeful, and it's not on my TBR for January, but it's so good.
It's really good.
I was just telling Maddie, we've just been book shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So the little TikTok for that will be up soon.
Yeah.
But
Pop it up here.
We were planning on doing a little bit of 30-minute reading session quietly so I could finish the book. Because I have 35 minutes left of it on my Kindle. But we're going to save that and we're going to talk about that book and discuss that book another day because Maddie has read it.
I have.
But I'm really enjoying it. I just want to know what happens.
It's good, but not the best. Yeah.
Such an easy read.
That's what I liked about it. I like the plot. I didn't guess it.
Yeah.
And it was so easy to read through. The writing is easy.
Yeah.
It's so
I've never
quick.
read a Frida McFadden book either.
No.
So this is my first exposure to her.
Mm.
And yeah, like you say, her writing style is so easy to follow.
Mm.
I read 150 pages last night and now on 265. So I've read a lot of pages in the last 2 days, but it didn't feel that long.
To be fair, for you, that's so good.
Yeah, I normally take weeks to read a book. I'm a slow reader. But
that's okay.
I sat up late last night reading it and I could not... If I didn't have, like I said to Maddie, if we didn't catch up today, I probably would have finished it last night and been really tired this morning.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm reading it... Oh, I am reading something else. What's the book that you got me that we both got?
Nectar of the Wicked.
Yeah, Nectar of the Wicked. I'm only 19 pages in, so I don't really know what's going on just yet.
Yeah.
But I was in a huge fantasy mood. And I was like, right, I'm going to start this book in December. I just haven't.
Just haven't gone into it.
And then, I think I started listening to The Housemaid because I have it on my Audible monthly pick. And I was out and about and I had my headphones in and I was like, I don't want to just listen to music. I want to do something productive with my time. So I clicked that book on and then I fell in love with the book.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened.
That's how it came about.
Yeah, so I'm nearly finished that. So that'll be my first book completed for this year. And currently it is the 2nd of January.
It is. It feels later.
It really does.
It does not feel like January at all.
No. You wouldn't think yesterday I was laying in bed till 4 p.m. getting over a hangover.
You're like, is this really the 1st of January now?
Literally.
I'm starting off the year literally weak, hungover.
I was terrible. But I still read.
That's so good.
I started reading at 10:30.
If I was in that state, I'll be in bed watching TV.
Yeah.
Reality show.
Me and Kyle watched 2.5, a season and a half of Teen Wolf. We're back on a Teen Wolf rerun.
Teen Wolf is good. Such a good show. It's so good.
I love it.
I mean, for me, it doesn't beat Vampire Diaries.
Oh. I love both. Teen Wolf always had my heart because I watched it first.
See, that's the same. I watched Teen Wolf first, and then I found Vampire Diaries, and I was like, I love Teen Wolf. It was my favourite. Styles has my heart. And then I watched Vampire Diaries for the first time straight after Teen Wolf, and I was like,
Damon.
Damon Klaus comes in. I was like, stop it right now. And Elijah, I was like, Teen Wolf who?
No.
I'm sorry. Vampire Diaries has my whole heart.
The year I watched Vampire Diaries was like, I'm gonna say 2019. I was late to the game.
No, me too.
Like, I think at that time Teen Wolf was finished, or like finishing. I would watch Vampire Diaries while oiling the pizza pans at my pizza job. That's my
you
mom
were
was
like
like,
addicted.
hey, we need to go oil some pans because we'd always do it for the dough. I'm like, oh, I'll do it. He's like, really? Everybody doesn't want to do that job. I was like, can I at least have my phone and my headphones and I'll do everything? He's like, okay, sweet. So I would stand at the back every day for like an hour and a half and I'd just be watching Vampire Diaries.
But when you do something else, don't you want to be immersed in just watching it?
No, but the thing is, with the oiling the pans thing, you literally dip it in a thing of oil and you do that. So I'm like watching doing this. So like it was such a mundane task that I didn't have to focus on it, and I knew how. I went to the pizza shop for like 4 years. Like it was second nature at that point. I was like, no. And you know, I distinctively remember I finished everything. And I was like, I have like 4 minutes of the episode left, whatever. And I sat on the counter, and you know when Demi goes, yoo-hoo, big bad vampire out here. That stuck in my mind because my boss came out and was like, what are you doing? I was like, shit, he ripped the shit out of me. But I was his bestie, it's all good.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
No, but I love that. That was the, where the Elena and Stefan were stuck in that
Yeah.
vampire cage with the Rebecca.
Yeah.
And that was when she was first turning to a vampire. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But that's when she was first turning to a vampire. And Rebecca killed the man so she could have the blood, and then Damon was saving him.
Yeah, yoo-hoo, big bad vampire out here.
Yeah, because every time I hear him say "uke," it was like after I watched Frozen. Like this is like years after I watched Frozen.
Yoo-hoo.
He's like "uke,"
because
as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh. All I thought was Big Summer Blowout. I was like, okay.
But yeah, well, we watched Teen Wolf, and then I sat down and read until like just 2 o'clock.
Ooh.
So for me, that's a lot of reading. Because normally at bedtime, maximum like 5-10 pages, and then I'm like,
you're like gone. I think it's a mosquito. I hate mosquitoes.
Oh, I'm not sure. It's going behind the bookshelf.
Okay. Well, as long as it's...
Anyway, that was maybe we should go into Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries in an episode. Because you know the Vampire Diaries have a book.
They do.
I've read it.
You know, have you?
Yeah, I've got it.
They're so meant to be. They're so different to what the TV show is.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's with you. It's with you. Get it.
Did I get it?
I love how you're not doing this. You're trying to grab it.
Some people are different.
Your hand was there like inching to go, but you're like no.
Well, I think it did get me.
Oh.
If it is a mosquito, because I have a mozzie bite. Oh, it's on the wall. Want me to get it?
Alright, get it. No, it's here.
Oh, you must have two.
I got two. Why is this
Oh,
so
yeah,
many?
fucker.
Got him.
I don't know. Must have. It's in the cupboard now. Oh, in the.
It's in.
Anyway.
It's in the cupboard now.
I meant to say.
Sorry, cupboard who?
I was meant to say the skirting board.
It's cupboard now. You're like, I mean, and then you like saw that I probably didn't register these. Like cupboard, so you slept.
Just let it happen.
Yeah. No, I love that. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's all I've read.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud. I'm really enjoying the book. I really hope you said there's one more twist.
Mm-hmm.
And now my brain's just racking at the thought of like, what is the twist? I don't want to know. I don't want it spoiled. I'm excited.
Give us your theories of what you think the twist will be.
So, preface for what I'm up to is Nina's part of the story, if you've read it, the part 2 of the story, where she is trying to, it's like step 5, that's the paragraph name, step 5, trying to replace her, or trying to replace me.
Yeah.
So that's why she's hired Millie. She knows that she's an ex-con.
Yeah.
She knows all this stuff.
Do you know what she's done as an ex-con?
No.
Okay.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Because in the book, she goes to tell him, and then he's like, nah, they get disrupted or something, or she doesn't want to say it. Or he's like, I shouldn't pry, but he wants to know.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, I have no idea what she's done.
Mm.
And this is where you find out Enzo's helping Nina and Cecilia get out. So he's like, get the safety box with new passports, cash, and a new license. But Andrew has just found out.
Mm.
So that's where I'm up to.
Okay.
I don't know. The only person that knew about the safe boxes in this net was Enzo. So I have a feeling it's something to do with Enzo. And I really want it to be too.
Because you want Enzo to be that guy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And like all this backstory about his sister being in that sort of thing where the guy pushed her down the stairs and she died.
Mm.
Then I'm like, is he secretly like an accomplice? Because already he's like faking it. Because you don't know he speaks English, and all of a sudden he's speaking to Nina in full English.
Mm.
And then, but when Millie's there, he does the exact same. All he says is danger, and like slightly puts things together.
Mm-hmm.
But before he's speaking, I have a feeling it's something to do with Enzo.
Yeah.
And you're smiling at me like I know I'm right. As soon as that bit came up in the book and it's like Enzo said danger, get out, I'm like he is something to do with it. And then obviously when I read Nina's part,
what do you think Enzo? What if
he's working with Andy somehow?
Okay.
Well, like the only thing I was like, even though she hired a private detective through Enzo, I'm like, is he a private detective? Because why was he?
So
yeah.
you reckon
It's something to do with Enzo? I know that.
Because you passed the part where Andrew put Millie in the attic and locked her in.
Yeah.
So you reckon
That's the last part of her part of the story before Nina's. Because I was like, oh shit, she's locked in. And then I skipped because I thought it was going to be Nina that locked her in, and obviously it's him. Because when it goes into Nina's story, it explains he was doing it to her. But like we were saying, I actually hated Nina so much in the first book. We're supposed to be talking about this when we anyway,
yeah.
I'm excited for the end. I want to know what happens. It's been a really quick, easy, fun read, and no doubt I'll Snapchat you when I finish tonight.
Yeah,
I'm not
so
even tonight.
excited.
I'm gonna finish before we make dinner tonight.
Oh, you're like literally.
I might just make Carl make dinner so I can read.
Yeah.
I don't get my me time very often.
Exactly. No, you'd be like, I never have a break.
But then I'm also like, if it's hype at the end, do I start the next one?
Yes.
No! You shouldn't be encouraging me to start the next one.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
We have TBRs to keep at.
Sorry.
We also did go book shopping, as I said.
We did.
And we have brought more books.
We have.
So we've added to our TBR. Even though I took 2 books off my TBR, I've brought 2 books today.
To be fair, which I was trying to see if you can guys see it on the top here because I've all these.
Oh
books.
no, you can't on this camera. By the way, also preface: we're using a different camera, so if the quality is better, we'll keep using this. But if it's worse, we'll switch back. So we'll find out soon enough.
We'll find out
when I edit.
When it happens.
Yeah.
But my books are overflowing. Doesn't fit my bookshelves anymore. I need new bookshelves. But I actually need to go through all my new books and add it to my TBR jar.
Oh, yeah,
these are all my old ones.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, should I just read up all my old ones first and then add the new ones?
Yeah, but at what point do you say, hey, look, maybe I do need to add the new ones?
Well, because, like, what if at one point I will never get to my old ones? I mean, I will, but, like, it's in the TBR jar. But I don't know. I overthink it a lot.
Yeah.
And also, every time when I think I'm going to, like, write it down and put it in, I always get slack. I'm like, oh, there's so many extra books I have to add and write down.
But a lot of your new books you brought a series, so you only need to write one at the moment.
That's true.
It is true.
I know. True. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I can get to my January TBR immediately after. You know, like the hype of finishing a book. If I don't start a book immediately, it'll be a couple of days before I do anything again. So I need to either get straight into Nature of the Wicked. So I'm only at 19 pages in.
January TBR?
Yeah, it was that. If I could think back, it was that. Not Happy Place. What's the new one? Funny Story, and Binding 13 was my picks, and obviously Book Club.
Yes.
Which was
Butcher
and the Blackbird.
Yeah.
Which I haven't started yet.
It's alright. I haven't started it yet either.
We were very ambitious.
I think I'm gonna be good this month.
In my mind, if I do good this month and maybe read one extra, I could slack off somewhere in the year.
See, that's what I think too. I was like, if I get really good, cause I'm in my
reading era.
I'm not in a slump at the moment. I'm actually good. I'm happy to keep reading.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? If I go through all these books at some point in the next few months after this,
You might be ahead.
I can have like a week to
where
just
I could be in a slump.
Yeah, if I am in a slump, I won't feel so bad.
Yeah, you still not like you be one ahead, but like you break it even.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be like, you know what, I'll be fine. So, and I got all short books this month, which thank goodness. I mean,
but also I don't know if we actually haven't, because this is like the start of the year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Other than something on the screen.
Oh my gosh, can you?
Maybe. I'll use your voice to it. I'm not adding anything else. If you.
So can you just?
I'll try.
Yeah.
But I've set my Goodreads goal, and last year I did 24, and this year I've chose 30.
Should I do mine right now?
Do it right now.
Okay.
So how many are you gonna pick for your goal?
I picked 50.
Ooh.
I'm actually gonna. Yeah, I think I'm good because I skipped out on so many months
last year too.
So I was like, with each month of how many months are there? 12.
12.
And 50 and 12.
50 divided by 12 is what?
I need my
It's 4 books a month, pretty much.
Is it?
Well, 24 books last year was 2 a month.
It's 4 and a bit. So I think that's manageable. And obviously some months I'll probably read more than the others.
It's a big goal.
I
think you could aim for it. For me, it's not applicable. I just wanted to do 30, because 24 I feel like I could do, given the time frame I missed last year not reading. And this year I feel like I could do 30.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm going to gradually go up. But you just jumped half.
Yeah.
I believe in you,
genuinely think, because if I leave the airport...
You shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, don't tell me. If I leave the airport, right, which it's not an if, it's when.
It's a when this year.
It's a when this year. This year is definitely happening. Hopefully, I'm actually not going to speak anymore on that.
We're done.
Yeah. But when I leave the airport, I would be, and I start getting better. I'll be more in a better
headspace.
Headspace. I'll be better health, hopefully. So I'll be able to read more, and my time, it won't be dumb shifts. Yeah,
you won't feel like shit doing random shifts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll have a decent schedule where you know what's going to happen.
What I'm doing, and I'll probably be most likely to be home every night anyway.
Yeah, like, realistically, at this point, you do want more of a 9 to 5.
Oh, absolutely.
More than a 5 to a 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or a 5 to 5, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, which I do all the time. All my cleans, which is like 12 to 7:30 or something. I was like, they're
all muddled.
It is all muddled, and I think that wrecks you. So
it does.
When you're so tired, you're like, I don't want to read because it takes more mental,
mental strain.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, when I leave, I'll be able to open up more time to read and all the stuff I really
we have no other hobbies or friends, so
yeah, exactly.
Reading is it.
Reading it is. Woo.
The fuck was
That's good.
that?
I think it was thunder.
Oh, alright.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's it. So the purpose of this episode is book club. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, book club.
Believe it or not.
If you read the title, you will see that it is the December book club that we're doing now. We already did pick the book in the last episode, didn't we? So we picked our book club book for January.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it was going to be running out of time to read. But we're going to discuss it today. And it was the book of... I can't remember the title. I always fuck up.
It was
How My
Neighbour Stole Christmas by Meghan Quinn.
A first ever Meghan Quinn book for the both of us.
Mm-hmm. And first ever Christmas book?
For me, it wasn't the first Christmas book, but
for me, it was my first Christmas book.
I started reading this and I finished it before you.
You have.
I instantly knew you wouldn't like it. Let's drop of thoughts and feelings.
Okay, should we give a star rating first?
Yeah, I need to get mine out. You know yours, don't you?
Yeah.
Can I guess?
Yeah,
2.5. Do you give it 2?
Goodreads 2. But Book Marie, I was like, if I can give a half, I'll give it 2.5 because...
You gave it 3. I actually... Yeah, so you gave it 2.5. 2 on Goodreads. I gave it a 3.
Okay. All together?
Yeah.
No points? Okay.
No points. I just gave it a solid 3.
You didn't like it either?
It took so long to actually feel like it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I got to like 45%, and I was like, when is this going to get good?
Mm.
And like I say, the only, like, one of the rules we have for book club is do not DNF.
Yeah.
I feel like it can't. It was my pick.
You're like, oh.
I feel like I can't. It was my pick.
Yeah.
For it being a seasonal read, it was quite big.
It was massive.
480. Or 478.
478.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, it's my Dexcom going off. 478 needed to be shorter. Could have been a novella, honestly. It really could have been. But, like, out of the seasonal Christmas reads I've read, it was the worst one.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I've read a couple seasonal reads, and it was the worst. Like, the hype? Why?
I don't understand the hype.
Sorry, the only hype the book mainly got was about the candy cane scene. Was it just me, or was that not that good?
You tell me all your things, and I'll answer all mine.
Yeah, I just think the TikTok hype around, like, the candy cane scene, because that's basically all I knew about the book. It was like, oh my god, the saucy candy cane thing. It was like, not that good. Like, he licked it and then he rubbed it on her clit. The way everybody was hyping it, I thought he, like, fucked her with it. Or did something else with it. He didn't do much. Like, that wasn't just me feeling that.
I genuinely thought that as well.
Yeah.
I
actually thought the other sex scenes were better than the candy cane scene.
I agree.
Like, maybe because, I don't know, she did really well getting the hype out there. She did really well at that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how she pulled that off.
No.
I did like the little rhyming thing at the start, because I would read the rhyme as in, like, the Grinch. It gave me very Grinchy vibes when they wrote the poem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it felt like it was the Grinch with, you know, the starting of the movie and it has, like, the little reading.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
But then I'd read the rest of the paragraph in that same, like, format, and I couldn't get my head around. Like, it was just, my head was all fucked.
Yeah.
Like, it took me, like, 2 pages to get off the rhyming thing in my head.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, I wanted to love it. I wanted you to love it. And I don't like the little narrator thing. I hate that. Let me write the book. I just felt like, yes, it was different. It was out there. It was just too different for me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear what you think.
So obviously I gave it a 2. It's not a 1, because there were a few scenes where I was like, okay, I can get on board with this. It's not too shatters. However, the beginning, like you said, I was like cringe. I was like, what is Kringletown?
Martha and Matt.
Cindy Lou.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me? This feels like it's just copying off
The Grinch.
The Grinch, absolutely, yeah. And I was like, Cole, I don't mind, but the narrator thing, like you said, hated with all my life.
Yeah.
No offense, sorry, Meghan Quinn, she's not watching this, but...
And if you do, hey!
Hi! No, but, like, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. The candy cane thing, I agree with. I thought it was...
gonna be juicy,
I thought
but...
he was gonna prop it up in her, and then she was not gonna know. I thought it was gonna be like a blind... How I mapped in my head is that she's gonna be blindfolded, and he was just gonna, like...
explore, and then...
Yeah!
And then pop her in the candy cane.
Pop her right in. No.
No.
I was like, what is this? I was like, this is not what I thought this was gonna be. I was like, that's boring. I was like, ew.
Yeah. To be fair, it went so quick, and I was like, is that it?
It made me ick.
Like, I actually thought there was going to be another chapter with it or something else.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this can't be the scene everybody's going off about.
And I don't know why, it just made me feel like, even on other books, if they say, like, oh, you know, I was eating around and it tasted delicious or whatever, it made me nearly, made me gag when he rubbed it on it and then licked it. I was like, and then he's like, oh, delicious or something.
Yeah,
I was like,
your coochie can't taste that good, by the way.
I was gagging the entire time. I was like, no, that's how you know it's not for me if I'm gagging it.
Yeah. Like,
And
I liked the romance aspect. Like, I like how they fell in love. I liked how her sister fucked around and ruined it for her, and she had to be like, no, this wasn't my doing. I like you. That's the only bit in the book that I actually enjoyed, where like she had to go after him and be like, it was my sister. I didn't like the pretending Nana was gonna die. Oh, the great aunt.
Weird.
Sorry, yeah,
that was weird. And also I also hated how I love the enemies of them, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
The enemies are so angsty. I loved it.
I loved it, and then they all of a sudden quickly became lovers.
Yeah, I hate that.
I was like, it took you that quick? I was like,
For how long the book was?
I was like, you could have waited. Yeah, and then the loving part was so quick. And I was like,
yeah,
this is not a real enemies to lovers. I was like, enemies, like, it'd be longer than that.
Goes for a while. And
enemies part was good. I loved it. I was like, oh, I love the snarky comments between them. I was like, I was actually enjoying that. And then straight up lovers, and then it was so
sneaking
quick.
around.
Yeah, I'm like, please.
I did like the sneaking around bit a little bit.
Yeah, I was like,
I like the sneaky thing.
It's like a bit hot.
But that was it. Also, I don't like Nick Krampus and the wife. Weird. Sorry. Can I be honest? If that was real life and people pretending to be Santa Claus all year round,
and they have to call him Santa?
Mental institution.
Absolutely. Get a gun.
I couldn't live there.
Kill them all.
If he really is that delulu that he thinks he's Santa Claus,
and the fact that
should he be running all these competitions?
No. Absolutely not. And then
Just strange.
I thought with that at the end when Taryn like ruined his house and everything, and when she did up the house with everyone of town.
Do you say Taryn? I call her Taryn.
Oh, I say Taryn.
Is it Taryn? I don't like Story.
Oh,
I don't like that name.
And when Auntie, what's her name? Auntie Cindy.
Great Aunt Cindy, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, it is her great auntie, but she calls her Auntie Cindy, doesn't she?
And she calls her storybook.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, I hate it when the great aunt calls her storybook. I was like, cringe.
Well, to be fair though, that's like the only nickname that would work.
It would, but why would you call your daughter Story?
Awful. And her parents are awful.
Even if you're big readers. Sorry if you actually do like the name whoever's watching this. But
yeah.
I just think, no.
No.
I can get on board with other unusual names, but Story?
I don't... It took me so long to finish it, honestly.
It did.
On Bookamori, if... I don't even know if we're saying that right. Bookmori? Bookmori.
I call Bookmori.
Yeah, Bookmori. If I go to my book calendar and go last month, it took me... Oh, I don't mind. It took me 18 days to read it.
Hold on.
That's saying something. My husband was home half those days.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's very long for me.
It took me 18 days.
And that was your pretty much one kind of book for December.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I literally had 2, 3. I only read 3 days after that because I think it put me in a bit of a slump. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I went instantly from that because you know how like our goal for the December TBR thing was like, I was like, I'm gonna read all these Christmas books.
No. I don't know how you can manage it. I was like, that.
I didn't. I read that Christmas book, and I read 2 of those Christmas novellas at that 5 series. Both terrible.
Really? I thought you said you were liking them.
It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking back now, probably would have rated one. The Tessa Bailey, no. What one is it? The Elliot Hazelwood one, 2.5, and the other one would be a 2. I didn't even finish it.
Oh, did you DNF it?
It was like 54 pages, and then it was like after Christmas Day. I'm like, I am so not in the Christmas mood. Get the tree down. You know, like you get ick from the Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I got that.
Okay.
So like the day after Boxing Day, I was like, no more Christmas in the house. Pack it all away.
Really?
Like I can't. Your tree is up still. And it's 2nd of January. Woman, get with it.
This is my early day off. What are you talking about? I'm here with you. No, I'll get it done probably.
I was just like, as soon as Christmas is over, that's it. The whole house gives me the ick.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I read that other one on, I think it was like Christmas Eve. Christmas Day was so hectic. It was Vader's first Christmas. So I was just like, I have no reading time.
No. The few days after Christmas, I had no reading time either. No.
The days between after Christmas Day to New Year's, then nothing counts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my Goodreads goal was already been posted, and I got 24 out of 24. Like, I'm not adding to it, and then it's not going to count to next year's, so I'm not going to read either.
No.
If I'm going to read, I want it counted.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just like didn't read, and I did lots of other things. Like I've been hanging out with family and like family friends and stuff. So
yeah,
free pass. We're back into it though.
And December is such a busy month as it is. Like you said, it's Christmas month. You're doing your shopping. You're hanging with a lot of family.
Yeah.
If you have family.
I was so close to spit my drink out.
I'm sorry. It's true though.
You're not
sorry
wrong.
if you don't.
Sorry if you don't have family. Maddie!
No, I mean that in the sincerest part of my heart.
You do.
No, okay. And then so, like, it's already hard enough to read or find time to read as is.
Yeah.
So, like, even, like, then I had so many days, even my bookmark, you see, like, the first 3 weeks I didn't read it all.
No.
And then I finished off those small books or whatever, which caused me a couple days. The book club book, it only took 9 days because I waited to the last week before we did this episode to even start reading it. So I had to read it.
Yeah. It was definitely a struggle street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, if it's my choice next December, I'm not picking a December book. To be fair, going, like last month saying, I love seasonal reading, I love reading in December, it was just too much. Like, I think next year I'm not going to do it.
No.
I did.
You did. You picked so many seasonal reads. I think if you just did the one like I did,
it would have been fine.
It would have been fine.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I saved them all year to be like, I'm going to read them at Christmas.
Absolutely not.
No. It's gross. Anyways. I don't think there's much else to discuss about the book, to be fair. Like, I just didn't think the characters were well built. Like, Cole had a decent backstory about his parents dying. Yeah. But also, like...
I also didn't like the fact that the only reason why she hasn't returned town and lost a part of herself is because she tripped someone and they fell in a river.
That's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but that's not something to, like... and then lose yourself. Like, Cole's, like, backstory is actually tragic, and hers, she was, like, saying, like, I can never come back because I tripped a lady down the river.
And I pushed her in the river.
I was like...
I would laugh the whole time, though.
Me too.
It would be funny as shit.
Even if I was the one that got tricked, I'll be laughing. I'll be like...
I was in the water embarrassed laughing at myself.
I'll be like, of course this happens to me.
Of fucking course it happens to me.
But I'm like, that's not traumatic. I was like, she made it out to be so traumatic, and I'm like...
And, like, clearly she isn't, like... Like, her sister came with her, too. Like, I don't trust you. Well, why don't you just do it yourself? I get her everything, but, like, well, why did you invite me in the first place? Like, why did I have to come? Because you didn't want to be there, and then you were there. Also, her new boyfriend, her sister's boyfriend, was weird. Like, I'm going up to my room. Don't come in.
Yeah, it's weird. Sus.
I just didn't like the sister story. There's, like, lots of faults.
There was, like, it could have been perfected.
Yeah.
A lot. If it was, like, to what we're thinking needed perfections, I think it could have been a better story.
Yeah. I mean, for 480, pretty much 480 pages.
Oh, and that's another thing. It went too long.
It dragged.
Especially the random scenes in between the competition.
Yeah.
And don't give us the competition if neither Cole or Story is going to win.
Literally.
We only cared, and all
if
through it
is going to win.
Yeah.
Which one was it? It was like the enemy
battle.
was
our twist. That was like, oh my gosh, is it going to be Cole or Story?
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy?
Couldn't care.
Can't stop.
I actually couldn't care. And he was losing the whole time.
He was on the bottom the whole time with Ursula and
Ursula.
Blah, Beatrix or something.
Yeah, she was the vet.
Yeah.
She was the vet.
Yeah.
That's all I know. And
I'm like,
I'm not interested.
and they had a baby girl. Like I don't know.
Don't do prologues.
A year later, and then
I had to read it to, emphasize the finish of the book.
I don't know. It was very. I didn't DNF it. Like I said, there was some scenes that I actually was like, this is actually right. I was like, I don't mind this.
When you get to that scene, you think, oh, it's doing really well. I'm really into it. The next bit drops right off again.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, it's enough for me to not DNF it, and I'm not supposed to DNF it anyway, and I don't DNF books.
Yeah,
but it's
it
enough.
had that feeling.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this close, but I was like, oh, I really just.
I would have DNF'd it if it was a book club, and it was my pick.
Oh,
I always have bad picks, apart from Light Lark.
Light Lark was amazing. That was a good. I'm so glad you picked that.
Sorry, I've relieved your eyes.
You okay?
Yeah.
No, it's just because you like going outside the box as well.
Yeah, I always go something different.
Because you're like, we'll try something different. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's fine. We need to go to something different. I think
You pick fun, good books. Every book you've picked, I liked. Every book I picked, shit.
No, I love Light Lark.
Light Lark is a good series.
Because I've always had the book, but when you picked it for book club, I was like...
Sick, I get to read it.
I was like, yeah, finally get to read it. I was like, it's going to be crowd cuts third person. But loved, it's like up there to my favourites.
Yeah. Well, we talked about our favourites last episode, so it wasn't your favourites.
It was my favourite.
This book, not going to be my favourites. It's never going to be one to remember.
No, it's not even going to be on the list.
No.
Yeah.
And if you want more content, you can go through and watch the other videos we have down below. Mm-hmm. If you click our little YouTube icon, you'll find
view more.
Yeah, you will find more videos of us yapping about books.
Absolutely.
And follow us on the socials. We do make some videos on there, and we do post. So up until then, we will see you next time.
We will see you next time.
Live long and prosper.
Yes, live long and prosper.